Hello and welcome to Poland. My name is Paweł. Today it's Christmas, so I want to share with you some Polish traditions connected with that day. I'm sure that some of them you know very well, but I hope to surprise you with some of them. Shall we? The Christmas tree, choinka, is the worldwide tradition, but to Poland it came from Germany. Usually it's a fir tree or a spruce, but spruce is not as good because it's losing its needles and you have a lot of cleaning after the Christmas. And Christmas trees you can find everywhere. Almost everyone has it home, but you can find it in supermarkets, in shops, on streets. It's a very common decoration. Most of Christmas traditions are connected with the church because it's the church holiday. And even if not that many people are going to church in Poland nowadays, they are still celebrating that tradition. December 24th is called Wigilia. Wigilia is the day before Christmas. And a lot of people are still working, but finishing the work a bit earlier, about noon, maybe maximum 2-3 o'clock, to spend the evening with family. Then 25th is Christmas and it's a free day, but in Poland we are celebrating it a bit longer. So we have one extra free day, what is called sometimes the second day of Christmas, 26th of December. But in a church, it's a St Stephen's Day, who was the first martyr. And I think from those 3 days, the most of traditions are connected with Wigilia, so the day before Christmas, especially the Christmas Eve supper. It's the time what usually we spend with the closest family. And there are some traditions which are universal for whole Poland, but there are many which are very unique depending on the region. To find when to start the Christmas Eve supper, you have to look outside at sky. And then if you will see the first star on the sky, it means that you should start. And I have a tradition home that you're going to wash your hands, but it's something unique because you're using a golden coin. And it should bring money to your house. Under the tablecloth we are putting hay. And preparing plates, important is to prepare one extra. It's for a traveler, for someone alone who could knock to your doors. So we're all the time prepared for one extra guest for Wigilia. The first, before we start eating, is that everyone is taking Oplatek. It's a wafer, kind of a bread. It's to share in between each other, also to say some wishes for the Christmas and for the next year. For the whole supper there should be 12 dishes. And depending on the region they are totally different. The only one thing what is universal is that it's a meatless supper. Maybe one kind of meat, it's a fish, and in most of houses I would say that we're eating carp. It's maybe not the best fish, but it's traditionally for the Christmas. But in some regions there is also a herring or the herring soup, fish soup. In my home we are starting with barszcz, the beetroot soup, with uszka. Uszka means ears, and they are in a shape of your ears, but it's a kind of pierogi with cabbage and mushrooms. Then I have a different kind of pierogi, but I know that it's not everywhere in Poland. I have also some beans and also some sweet things like, for example, strudel, what is a kind of a cake with apples. There are also a lot of sweet things based on poppy seeds. And the last for me was usually carp. And my uncle all the time said that we all have to finish carp because after carp we'll get presents. And coming to presents in Poland are during the Christmas Eve supper. So after finishing the supper, the youngest should go under the Christmas tree to find presents. But very important question is, who brought those presents? In Kraków, where I'm from, and in surroundings, it's aniołek, a little angel. Then if you travel to west, to Silesia region, it's dzieciątko, Jesus baby. In a big part of Poland it's gwiazdka, a little star. Then in Poznań and surroundings, gwiazdor. Gwiazdor is starman. In some eastern parts of Poland, it's a big Russian influence, Dziadek Mróz. It's the grandfather Frost. Now it's changing and a lot of children would say that it's Santa Claus. But remember that Santa Claus in Poland is bringing presents on the December 6th. Santa Claus, in real St Nicolaus, in Poland brings presents on December 6th. What means Polish children are very lucky to get presents on December twice. After all that food is the time to sing Christmas carols. First you're singing them together with your family, but because those are religious songs, they are very popular in churches. And coming to church, there is very important service, the midnight mass, pasterka. Pasterka is a midnight mass, but a lot of people would say, oh, we're going for pasterka, but it doesn't mean that they're going to church, but for partying. And the Christmas, 25th of December, is the day when you're meeting your family, but I would say not the closest one. You can visit some other, of course, coming to them, you're singing carols. It's the time to eat a breakfast together, and then after the breakfast you're starting eating the dinner. It's a lot of food, a lot of great food, but there is no special tradition, no special meal for that day. And 26th, the second day of Christmas, I would say that it's a more time for spending with friends. But it's also a time to go to visit churches where you can find nativity scenes. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, some look more traditional like a little crib. Sometimes it's a part of the city with some patriotic symbols, with some national heroes. But especially here in Kraków, you can find very unique tradition of making nativity scenes, and I made a video about it. As you can see, there are many traditions which are very similar to other worldwide, but there are some which are more unique. Sometimes even I'm surprised when my friends from other parts of Poland are explaining their traditions, because they are totally different there than mine. And finishing, I want to wish you all the best. Wesołych Świąt! Merry Christmas! And if you want to make a present for me, please watch my videos, please subscribe to my channel, leave thumbs ups, share it with your friends to help in growth of my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode. Bye!